Did I tell you about the disgusting cheeseburger I got from Jack in the Box?
You mentioned it, and then I was like, "Oh, you didn't get the mini chongas?" And then I went to Jack in the Box later that day and was like, "I would like some mini chongas, please."
How were those?
Terrible.
Yeah, it looks like a fried tortilla filled with diarrhea.
Well, and that's the thing. There's two flavors. There's the bean flavor and the chicken flavor, and they were out of the chicken flavor, so I had to get the bean flavor. And I'm pretty sure they just used their egg roll wrappers for the for those mini chimneys. Yeah,
it's diarrhea.
It wasn't great.
But yeah, I ordered a junior bacon cheeseburger and bit into it, and I was like, "This tastes bad." It was made with a sausage patty.
Awesome.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there's Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com. We're on Instagram and Bluesky at Namely90s. You can also find us on YouTube every Monday at youtube.com/@namely90s. And if you'd like to support the show, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/namely90s, also with 90s, and get signed up for one of our support levels.
Ooh, yes. Support us.
So I just finished eating some Jack in the Box.
Ooh, bad
Very
choice.
healthy, I know. Please don't judge me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got taco sauce on my shirt, and I had to change my shirt. I was like, I'm just going with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the resolution of the camera will actually see it.
Oh, nope.
Right here. But anyway, that's what I just did. So at least it was food that the tacos did not contain sausage instead of meat, which is actually soy protein. By the way, do you know the thing that makes up Jack in the Box tacos is the same thing that gives the chunkiness to dog food?
That sounds about right. I've never personally enjoyed Jack in the Box tacos. I know everyone else loves them. Maybe the mini ones, but yeah, they do taste like dog food.
Textured vegetable protein.
Fascinating. Oh yeah,
literally
that's
what
right.
Makes
That's
chunks
right.
in Alpo.
Didn't know that part, but that makes so much sense. And hey, if you want to support Namely 90s, email Eric Jones, my email at gmail.com, and say, shut the fuck up and stop spamming websites submission forms. That's once again, Eric Jones, my email at gmail.com. And just sign him up for every random spam account you can find. That's
it's like the high-tech way, like you used to subscribe people to like brochures and catalogs for things that are embarrassing that they don't want.
Yep.
It's always funny.
Yeah. Like I've gotten a free issue of Vogue for 2 to 3 years now and never understood why.
And what have you learned? Have you learned why not to wear white after Labor Day?
No. I've learned that Venus Williams is a beautiful woman. That was one of the covers. And that's about it. I usually just throw them directly into my recycle bin after taking my address off of them. Speaking of the 90s, do you remember Roseanne Barr?
Let's see. The flaming racist?
Yes, who was
not flaming in the way that you're thinking. Although with that haircut.
She was married to Tom Arnold for some time, but then she was on prescription drugs when she made some late night Twitter racist comments or something.
Just like Rush Limbaugh. Wait.
No.
Just like Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, I feel like he was open about it. Do you know why I'm bringing up Roseanne Barr right now?
I actually don't know.
You didn't hear about
it's nothing good.
Oh, well, it's nothing in our bipartisan electorate. it's always fun when there's a third. Is that the right term? Probably
Oh
not.
no, she likes RFK, doesn't she?
She loves RFK, and she likes RFK
Who's
so much
shocked?
that she was at RFK Jr.'s house over the weekend, and he told her a story that solved a mystery from New York City, I think, in the last decade. It might have even been a crime. I'm not sure. But RFK freely admitted to the fact that he was the one that dumped a bear cub carcass in the middle of Central Park, however many years ago that was. And during the story, like, that just sounds crazy. Gets so much crazier during a story. But yeah, apparently there's like a famous case where someone dumped a bear cub carcass in the middle of Central Park. Unsolved mystery for however many years, and now he just admitted to being the one who did that because he was out falconing with his friends, hunting with falcons. Went very long. Saw a car hit a bear cub and was like, I'm going to take this bear home and skin it and save the meat, because it was a good looking carcass. Apparently that's legal in New York State, and he knew that off the top of his head at the time, that you could get a bear tag for getting the bear. But he was also late for a dinner in the middle of New York City, so he went to that straight from the hunting. And it was the Peter Luger Steakhouse, which also ran late, and he had a flight to catch. So instead of stopping at home, he dumped this bear carcass in the middle of Central Park and hurried to the airport because he wouldn't have had time to skin and freeze the meat or something. That's the thing that happened.
So Roseanne liked him because he
she
was
was
the bear?
She was the comedian that was there at his place that was listening to him tell this story on video.
Sounds like a true story.
Oh yeah, even further exacerbating this. At the time, New York just put in bike lanes, and there was a lot of pedestrians hit by bikers, so we thought it'd be funny if we put the bear in Central Park and said it was hit by a bike and got killed. That's my RFK Jr. impression. I don't know if that's offensive or not. I don't know why he sounds like he's smoked 3 times the amount of cigarettes a man should smoke in his lifetime.
He's trying to assassinate himself with cigarettes.
Yeah. So yeah, this just all came out over the weekend, and good God, the things this man says, and people are still like, yeah, I like this RFK Jr. guy.
But he said, vote away.
Yeah.
He's not going to win, but guess who you're not voting for?
Hopefully Donald Trump, but even Democrat, like people that know that would vote blue are like, I like this RFK Jr. guy, at least while Biden was still around.
Yeah, I think the Biden departure has changed the landscape a little bit.
Ever so slightly. And by the time you people hear this, listeners, you
what
people.
What do you mean by you people?
Yep. I believe Kamala Harris will have picked a running mate by then. She's got the short list. Yeah. Anyway, at least by this point, she's secured enough nominations. I don't know. Welcome to political 90s.
Voting.
I think that filled it? Did that fill it? Probably filled it. I don't know. So there's a new Alien movie coming out this week. We're a little tired. It's a little late. There's a new Alien movie coming out this week. So I thought, Andrew, hey mom, there's something in the back room. Hope it's not the creature from above. You used to read me stories as if my dreams were boring. We all know conspiracies are dumb. What if people knew that these were real? I'd leave my closet door open all night. I know the CIA would say, what you hear is all hearsay. I wish someone would tell me what was right. Up all night long, and there's something very wrong, and I know it must be late. Been gone since yesterday. I'm not like you guys. I'm not like you. I am still a skeptic, yes, you know me. Been best friends and will be till we die. I got an injection of fear from the abduction. My best friend thinks I'm just telling lies.
Themed rap?
All right. Up all night long, and there's something very wrong, and I know it must be late. Been gone since yesterday. I'm not like you guys. I'm not like you. Dark and scary, ordinary, explanation, information. Nice to know ya. Paranoia. Where's my mother? Bio father. Up all night long, and there's something very wrong, and I know it must be late. Been gone since yesterday. I'm not like you guys.
This has to be pertaining to the X-Files.
12 Majestic Lies. That was Aliens Exist by Blink-182 from 1989.
It basically sounds entirely inspired by the X-Files.
Well, Tom DeLonge apparently is a conspiracy theorist. Yes, and this is how I'm tying it into Alien. But yeah, it was the 8th track off Venom of the State, I think. Primarily written by guitarist Tom DeLonge. There's some links at the bottom of your or middle of your
wow, that was
after the Alien3s. Yeah. And thought you'd like to last week before the show, Andrew had to use the bathroom and that left his
yes, I did.
Left his ear headphones in, but muted on his end. Wasn't muted on my end, so I brought back the whole reading stupid songs and thought it'd be fun to do that for SEO for this.
You're in the middle of those lyrics, and I just wanted to be like, "These dreams." Like for some reason, that was the song that came to mind. Like that's a core. That's a lyric. I'm sorry, a verse in the song "These Dreams," which is by.
I don't know who that's by.
Heart. Oh, it's by Heart.
Oh, that's right.
What kind of Seattleite am I?
I know, Seattle band Heart.
Okay, sorry.
No
was the song
worries.
that I wanted to like bust into, and you're saying those lyrics nowhere close to the actual song.
Should have gone for it. So here's an interview with DeLonge years later. It's weird that people remember that song. It's like an 8th album track from like 20 years ago. The very last line of that song references this urban legend in UFO folklore called Majestic 12. These documents that got leaked in the 80s that described an entire organization of top-level scientists, military people, and intelligence officials that managed the information of this phenomenon. I put the name in the song, and the irony is now that I'm dealing with people from the modern version of whatever that group is called. It's a big deal. Did you...
Interesting. He was just super stoned back then, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, back then he was just a teenager, and now he's the co-founder of Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences that explores fringe science.
I think it's kind of cute when like kids or teenagers have conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. When they become grown-ass adults and they still have them, it becomes a little bit
they're like 10 years older than us. So if you may remember last year, there was the UFO hearings, which validated some of DeLonge's conspiracies over the years. Here's a quote from DeLonge last year. I am so proud of the 3 witnesses today that blew the lid off of the UFO secrecy that has been intact for decades. Apparently they shouted him out too.
Okay.
Remember that we at To the Stars changed the world. Yeah. Mark Hoppus, the other guitar guy from Blink-182, has always been like, yeah, aliens don't exist.
Let's shine lights in their eyes.
Sorry, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences was founded in 2015 to focus on aliens full time, with a crew of ex-government employees, scientists, aerospace engineers, and creatives to work collectively to allow gifted researchers the freedom to explore the exotic science and technologies with the infrastructure and resources to rapidly transition innovative ideas into world-changing products and services, according to the organization's website. By the way,
Sounds like a colossal waste of money.
I mean,
That sounds like a company from Independence Day 2.
if you're Blink-182 rich, you can probably do whatever you want these days.
Wasn't it the storyline of Independence Day 2? They basically like formed these companies to, like, backwards engineer the alien technology. I mean, they would have been formed companies.
Yes, but see, the key thing there is they had the alien technology.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the Entertainment Weekly article, by the way. It's very scientific. Very scientific. I bait and switched Andrew in the episode description or our outline. I put a bunch of stuff for Alien3, which I had no interest in talking about. Andrew, do you have interest in talking about Alien3?
No, although I'd like to say it's stylized as Alien Cubed.
It is.
Which implies that it's the 27th movie, if the base number would be 3, which I guess, no, it's not.
Well, if it was 1, then it would still be the first one.
True.
Yeah.
With Sigourney Weaver, you have to say Sigourney. People always correct you.
Is her name Sigourney? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Sigourney.
Not Sigourney. Sigourney. Like the thing that you ride on when you go into the hotel hospital.
The hotel hospital. You ride on a Sigourney.
You check in, but you can never leave. Wait, that's the Hotel California. Whoops.
Which is where the Eagles died.
Well, just Glenn Fry. He's dead.
He did die, but not anywhere near the Hotel California, as far as I'm aware. What are we talking about?
I don't know. It's gone real sideways here.
Do you believe, Andrew? Do you believe?
Oh boy. The thing that always struck me as odd is, like, if aliens exist and if the government knows about them, there's like this weird sect of government employees that are like really competent at like concealing things, but like the rest are just blatantly incompetent. They just don't feel like they would keep up that ruse for that long to cover up something that frankly is like not material. And like, if aliens exist and we've had their technology for 50 or 60 years, like, I think we could probably just tell people because like nothing else has happened since then, really.
Right.
So, as far as we know, these are my thoughts.
As far as we know, allegedly. Yeah, I mean, I think aliens exist. I know UFOs are not. Most UFOs are probably not alien related. I don't think we've personally been visited by aliens, but like, we can't, in the vastness of our universe, there's no way that we're the only life. Yeah,
it's hard to make the argument that, given the sheer number of planets or places that organisms could live, that we could be the only one. Statistically, it's improbable.
Yes,
we'd be the only one. But the problem is that, like, it's hard to fathom what life would look like because we can't define it as anything but what we are. So it's very difficult.
In rubber suits.
Yeah. So, it's a complex question, but in terms of like a conspiracy to hide, the existence of aliens or something. I mean, obviously we know that the COVID vaccine, which is part of that was the vaccine to the black oil, right? So that we are saved when
this is an actual plot line in season 11 of the X-Files, more or less.
Essentially. I mean, but no, I don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, what follow-up question? What was your favorite like alien-based 90s movie? Like,
I don't watch a lot of
Independence
it's gonna be
Day,
Independence Day.
Men in Black.
Yeah, Men in Black, like the aliens weren't really central to the story. I mean, they were, but they weren't like. It was just like a what if this happened versus like Independence Day was kind of scary because it's like, oh, if an alien civilization did come, this is what they would do, and then they were like gross and didn't look like people, which was nice.
True.
Like they weren't just these anthropomorphized little green men, but
true.
they had some of the features of the classic alien.
And they also like ran Windows 95 for some reason. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
joke.
funny.
Yeah.
And then also like whenever I think about Alien, is Alien the one where it's like the alien and then the little alien that comes out of its mouth?
Yes.
Because then I can't, because I haven't really watched the Alien series.
Mm-hmm.
I just constantly think of the Family Guy joke where it's that guy Toby.
Oh no!
And he's the little guy who comes out. Oh no! He's just got the little voice.
Yeah, you know, I've seen the original Alien. It's a great thriller movie. Aliens is more of like an action thriller, and it had who's the guy from Twister?
Bill
Paxton. Yeah. Game over, man. Game over.
Let's go.
Alien 3.
Come on.
Yeah, I've seen clips of, because it's like, did I already do Name Me 90s Minute on it now that I think about it? Uh-oh. Who knows? But yeah, I guess we'll find out in the Name Me 90s Minute.
We never ended up rushing Area 51 because the government threatened to mow everybody down.
I thought they still like got together. They just didn't rush. Like they had a party out there. You know.
What do you think goes on out there in reality?
Area 51, aerospace testing. Yeah.
Exotic metals. Metallurgy.
I guess, like, I mean, there's enough moon rocks around our nation's museums, like natural history museums. I'm not convinced there's anything at Area 51. Now, underneath Cheyenne Mountain Complex, there's a Stargate there, man.
For sure, and a bunch of like hazardous waste.
Yeah, and mostly hazardous waste.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, just generally like advanced tech for ships and planes and such.
I assume it was it's in that area of like nuclear testing and like war, like because it's a desert. There's nothing out there. Like that's probably, you're just gonna find advanced man-made U.S. military devices out there, and not so much anymore either, because it's like it's a government facility, and most of our advanced technologies are made with contractors these days.
Made in China.
Yeah, that's our coverage of Alien 3.
Well, what's Alien 4 called?
Alien versus Predator. I don't remember. Alien 3. Because there's too many. I mean, there's too many entries now. There's okay, we have Alien, Aliens, Alien Cubed, Alien Resurrection, which was 97. Cool. Joss Whedon wrote that. Now that he's canceled. Prometheus.
Wait, Prometheus was in the Alien? I thought Prometheus was the separate movie.
It's a separate movie, but it's a prequel to the Alien franchise.
It looks scary.
So Prometheus is about like the progenitors that created both humans and the alien species. I guess that's
common ancestor. Interesting.
Yes. I mean, I think it's implied that, you know, intelligent design from these aliens. Anyway, then it started to converge back at Alien Covenant and Alien Romulus, plus the two
I
crossover
mean,
film. So
unintelligently designed. Like you have like a penis coming out of your forehead.
true. I mean, it was their mouthpiece. It was the second mouth. Plus, intelligent design of needing to impregnate another living being with your own spawn that can then burst out of their body to be born.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Yeah. Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem are the crossover films. So.
Does this most recent one have Sigourney in it?
Nope. I believe it's like another like prequel type thing. It's an interquel set between the events of Alien and Aliens.
Starring no one you've ever heard of.
True. Stars Callie Spaney, David Jolson, Archie Renault, Isabelle Merced, Spike Fearn, and Aileen Wu.
It's so tragic because these like execs and like publicists are trying to get these people to be like the next big thing, but there's like no star power, so it just makes it so no one watches it, and then no one knows who they are, and their acting is bad.
So the story is about a group of young space colonists who, while scavenging a derelict space station, come face to face with the most terrifying life form in space, which is the facehuggers.
Donald J. Trump.
I did see a trailer for Alien Romulus, and it looks like they're trying to capture the thriller stuck on a spaceship with an evil killer alien thing like the first movie, with a bunch of unknowns like they just did with the Predator franchise, Predator or something or other, the latest Predator movie.
Like, I don't know, you gotta get someone in there, like kind of legitimate actor, like, I don't know, one of the Wahlbergs or like Paul Giamatti or
Prey.
Who else could you get? Like, I know he's busy, but oh gosh, I just lost it. Jeremy Renner. Like, this is the type of person I think they need to introduce.
Jeremy Renner, the man recovering from running himself over with his own.
He's going Mayor of Kingstown again. So
not true. Prey was the latest film in the Predator franchise, but like they cast a bunch of unknowns, but it made sense because it was set in like the 1600s America, pre-colonialism. So
when I saw that it was called Prey, I thought for a brief moment maybe it was an adaptation of Michael Crichton's novel Prey. It is not.
It is not. That's
a good book.
A young Comanche woman trained as a healer.
Do you know what
the book? Did
I ever tell you about that book? You're reading
Prey. I never read Prey. I feel like you've talked about it, but
that's
not
the
on
one where
podcast.
Like they create a swarm of nano robots like as a medical device.
Yep.
It's supposed to be able to like organize into a little camera and go around your blood vessels, but then it like ends up procreating and then like imitating the people that made it that it kills. It's a good book.
Sounds like a good book. Sorry, Prey, not to be confused with 2024's Prey, which stars Ryan Felipe, Mina Savari, and Emil Hirsch.
Is that a movie about prayer?
A young couple, Andrew and Sue, are compelled to leave their Christian missionary station in the Kalahari Desert after being threatened with death by an extremist military gang.
Let's not forget about the Alien movie, the Alien entry, Eat, Pray, Love, which is
the Predator movie. The Alien Predator crossover, Eat, Pray, Love. There you go. Love it. Anytime.
Live, laugh, love. Live, love, laugh. I don't know. All right, let's go to Brandon for the Name of the 90s Minute.
Welcome back to Name Me 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of the release of Alien Romulus, we're looking back at the first of two Alien movies released in the 90s, Alien 3. Alien 3, stylized as Alien Cubed, is a 1992 science fiction movie and is the directorial debut of the director of Fight Club, starring Dr. Grace Augustine from Avatar as Ripley, Twin Lannister from Game of Thrones, the 8th Doctor Who, and Frank Black from the X-Files/Millennium. Following the events of the last movie, Ripley, Newt, Hicks, and the damaged android Bishop are in an escape pod in cryosleep with a freshly hatched facehugger aboard. The pod crash lands in a maximum security correctional facility for men with the genetic disposition for antisocial behavior. The inmates recover the pod and passengers. Meanwhile, the facehugger finds an inmate's dog. Ripley is awakened by the prison's chief medical officer, who warns her that she might be a bit disruptive to the inmates because girl. Ripley insists on doing autopsies on her dead crewmates and that their bodies be burned to make sure there's no alien embryo inside. After some protestations, they comply and find nothing and send them off to the furnace. Meanwhile, a quadrupedal alien bursts out of the dog elsewhere in the prison. Ripley finds Bishop in the prison's garbage dump and is almost SA'd by 4 inmates. She's saved by Dylan because, of course, one of the most badass women in sci-fi history gets saved by a man in a threequel, and then reactivates Bishop, who has to be shut down permanently, but not before revealing that a facehugger came with them and the evil corporation they work for knows it. The alien grows to full size and starts killing off inmates, so Ripley starts to mount countermeasures, except there's no weapons in prison, and their only hope now is a rescue ship being sent for Ripley. The alien ambushes Ripley and Clemens in the infirmary and kills him, but not her for some reason. She rallies the inmates to try and flush the alien out using flammable chemicals, but it backfires and kills a bunch of them. Ripley scans herself with the escape pod's medical equipment and finds she has an alien queen embryo in her, and also learns that the evil corporation is planning on turning the aliens into biological weapons. Ripley begs Dylan to kill her since the alien won't, and he agrees, but only if she helps kill the alien first. They play some cat and mouse games to lure it into molten lava, and Dylan sacrifices himself, but the alien still doesn't die, so Ripley turns on the fire sprinklers, which causes the alien to explode from thermal shock. The ship arrives with commandos and a man who looks like Bishop claiming to be his creator. He requests to take the queen embryo from Ripley, but she refuses and throws herself into Mount Doom, taking it with her. And that's Alien to the Third Power in a Namely 90s minute. More or less.
And now back to the show.
All right. Clearly we're a little loopy this episode. So we thought we'd do something loopy to finish it off. This is a Buzzfeed quiz. It's summertime. Andrew mentioned ice cream earlier. Not in the show, but just during the day. So I found a quiz called Choose Only 90s Films, and I'll guess which ice cream flavor you crave most. And you can find that in the description below.
Let's jump on over to Buzzfeed.
This is written by community contributor HZ, or HZ, depending on where they're from.
Hizzy. Which means house.
Yes, but also Jay-Z, HZ. I totally got that. That was funny. Choose a 90s movie. 10 Things I Hate About You, Edward Scissorhands, Home Alone, Mission Impossible, Scream, or Titanic.
Didn't Family Guy have someone do a joke, Edward Scissorpenis or something? What's that from?
I don't remember Edward Scissorpenis, but there was a sex joke with Edward Scissorhands and like...
okay. All right, I've got mine.
You're first to answer.
Mission Impossible.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I think I would pick Home Alone.
Wait, it literally just says the next one. Choose a 90s movie.
Yep. We're just going to be picking.
4 Weddings and a Funeral, Heat, Mrs. Doubtfire, Schindler's List, and There's Something About Mary.
I'm gonna preempt you and take There's Something About Mary.
I'm going to take Schindler's List. Same type of movie, same genre.
Yeah, same genre. I thought you were
romantic comedy.
I was thinking about Mrs. Doubtfire, but that's one kid movie's enough for now. Choose a 90s movie: Armageddon, From Dusk Till Dawn, Kindergarten Cop, Romeo plus Juliet, The Sixth Sense, or Wayne's World. Party Time. Excellent.
I'm going to go for one of the Bruce Willis entries.
Nice. Kindergarten Cop.
The Sixth Sense.
Kindergarten Cop is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to go Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Okay, choose a 90s movie: American Pie, Clueless, Groundhog Day, Notting Hill, Sense and Sensibility, and The Mask.
I think I know which one you'd pick. I think I also know which one I'd pick, which would be American Pie. But like we said a month ago, it's a little too much. So I guess I didn't see Groundhog Day. There, you said that.
I'll go with The Mask. Shockingly,
yeah, that's what I figured.
It's dumb when the dog puts on the mask.
It is dumb when the dog puts.
That's my favorite line from you. You said that in an early episode.
Yep.
Your turn.
Oh, I'm up. What is this episode? It's dumb when the dog puts on the mask. Choose a 90s movie. Air Force One, Dazed and Confused, Hook, Point Break, Sleepless in Seattle, or The Green Mile.
Air Force One all day long.
That's a good pick. So I can, like, the movies that I like on here, I mean, I like them all, to be fair, but like that I would just pop on when I'm not like feeling like watching something would probably be Dazed and Confused, which would be another high school movie. Did I pick a high school movie? No, I picked Groundhog's Day. I'm going to pick Dazed and Confused. I was going to say Hook was a Robin Williams. You know what? Fuck it. Hook. Change it to Hook. Robin Williams is fantastic in that movie. It's a Spielberg flick. Choose a 90s movie. As good as it gets. Why am I getting angry now? Dances with Wolves, Jerry Maguire, Pretty Woman, Speed, The Talented Mr. Ripley. Dude.
Pretty Woman.
That's a great choice. I'm going to go with the Keanu movie and go with Speed. As much as I like Dances with Wolves, it's very boring.
Speaking of Marky Mark, choose the 90s movie. Boogie Nights, Father of the Bride, Goodfellas, Misery, The Truman Show, or What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Ooh.
I have not seen any of these except one, which I hated.
You didn't like The Truman Show?
Hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I might...
Had so much potential. Not good.
Do you know what the other ones are?
Misery's the Stephen King one.
Yeah.
About the one in the cabin.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
So you're not going to pick The Truman Show?
I don't know what I'm going to pick.
I'm going to pick The Truman Show then, just to steal it from you since you...
I was going to pick Goodfellas because I feel like that's a good movie.
That is a good movie. It's a Scorsese flick, though. Choose a 90s movie. Aladdin. Dumb and Dumber. Aladdin. Dumb and Dumber. Interview with the Vampire, Matilda, Rush Hour, or The Matrix.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Rush Hour.
Really?
Love Rush Hour.
All right. I'm going to pick The Matrix. Because I have a sound system to test out. Choose a 90s movie. But I'm a Cheerleader. Don't know that one. Fight Club, Men in Black, Perfect Blue, The Big Lebowski, or Wild Things.
It's got to be Men in Black for me. I know which one you're going to choose.
Obviously Wild Things because Denise Rich. No, Fight Club.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
a good one. So the movie with the whale song.
Yeah.
Is it me?
No, it's me. Choose a 90s movie. Before Sunrise, Forrest Gump, Hocus Pocus, Jumanji, Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion, and The Mummy.
I like this whole right side, but I'll go Forrest Gump.
All right, I'm going The Mummy.
Sweet. Yeah, I only need one Robin Williams movie. Choose a 90s movie. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Good Will Hunting, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Princess Mononoke, Seven, or The Wedding Singer.
I was partial to Seven when I watched it. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt.
I'm going to pick The Wedding Singer because I love the songs in that one. It's all 80s stuff.
Sorry. I'm so busy dying over here. Choose a 90s movie. Beauty and the Beast, Independence Day, My Best Friend's Wedding, Practical Magic, The Lion King, and You've Got Mail.
Ooh. I need a rom-com. I'm gonna let you have ID4.
ID.
So I'm gonna take You've Got Mail. Tom Hanks.
All right.
Unless you want You've Got Mail, I'll take Independence Day.
No, I'll keep what I got.
Okay. Choose 90s movie. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Empire Records, Hercules, My Girl, Office Space, or The Shawshank Redemption. Oh man, I love 5 of these.
The Office Space for me.
Because you're more a mask guy than Ace Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Empire Records. It's my indie pick. Liv
All
Tyler.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Choose a 90s movie.
Oh my
Braveheart,
god.
Girl, Interrupted, Leon Colin the Professional, Mulan, Pulp Fiction, and The Silence of the Lambs.
I need an arts. Well, I guess I just pick an indie flick, but I need like an artsy movie. I'm gonna go Pulp Fiction.
We go Mulan.
I don't have an animated movie yet. I think this is the last question. Choose one more 90s movie. Big Daddy, starring Adam Sandler and the twins from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Jost.
The Sprouse twins. Thank you. Jost. Jurassic Park. That joke didn't transfer. My Cousin Vinny. She's All That. Or The Fugitive. How do you choose between Jurassic Park and The Fugitive, Andrew? Or you could pick the Adam Sandler movie.
I'm going The Fugitive.
Really?
Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it easier for me to not pick My Cousin Vinny and pick Jurassic Park, as much as I love Marissa Tomei. Jurassic Park.
And the guy from Cobra Kai /
Oh, Ralph Macchio. Yeah.
Ralph
The Karate
Macchio.
Kid.
Thank you.
I thought you were talking about Danny,
Karate.
or not Danny DeVito.
Karate.
I thought you were talking about
Danny Glover.
no, it's
Donald Glover.
the
Donald
shorter
Trump.
the shorter guy from the shorter wet bandit from the Home Alone films. I'm funny how? Funny like a clown. You're gonna see him in Goodfellas. He's not Danny DeVito. He's not Pauly Shore. He's Italian and he's short tempered and funny like a clown. Funny haha. Oh my god, we are falling apart here. Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Okay. Well, I got mint chocolate chip. It says you have a unique taste and you're not afraid to admit it. Your favorite is definitely mint chocolate chip.
Does anyone like mint chocolate chip as like a favorite ice cream
Tell me
flavor?
yours.
Mint chocolate chip. You have unique taste and you're not afraid to admit it. Your favorite is definitely mint chocolate chip.
Okay, I do like mint chip ice cream though.
I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but not my top tier. But before Andrew gets stabbed in his apartment that he's all alone in, should we end this one, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's end this. This has been miserable. Sorry, friends.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying your car ride.
Yeah. Maybe catch us next week, or maybe this was the final episode of Naming 90s. That's it. No, just kidding. We'll catch you next week. That's it for this week's edition of Naming 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Find us on Instagram, Bluesky, and YouTube at Naming 90s with 90s, and tell us what you want us to talk about in future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Naming 90s, also the 90s. Finally, you can contact us through our website at naming90s.com, unless your name is Eric Jones.
Go F yourself.
Yeah. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Audible, Mint Chip, Pocket Cast, Castbox, iHeart, Good Pods, wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew. We've been very tired, and we'll catch you next time.
Yay!
Yay!